Everyone, and welcome to Craftworks. Today I've got a really exciting card to show you. We're going to be making a theatre fold card. So what you will need for this project is 4 pieces of cardstock that measure 4 inches by 6 inches. So I've already pre-cut mine. So I'm using white. So that's 4 inches by 6 inches, and then we want 2 strips of the same colour. So if you're using coloured card, you want this to be the colour of your card base, that measure 1 inch by 5 inches. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is 2 of these we need to score. So I'm just going to grab my trimmer. And we are scoring these at 3 inches and then at 4.5. And same again, scoring at 3. And then again at 4.5. So you can see they are now scored. For the designer series paper, I'm using the Celebration Oso Ombre paper. So for this, you're going to need 1 piece that measures 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then 2 pieces that measure 2 3/4 by 3 3/4, and then another 2 pieces that measure 1 1/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is get a different blank that you haven't scored, and we need to glue this to the center of that piece. I don't know if anyone else finds this, but once you've painted your nails, you can't pick anything up. It may be just me. I'm not used to having painted nails anymore. It was something I used to do religiously, and now I just don't really. That needs to go over that side just a little. So that there is going to be the front of our card. So what I'm going to do with that now is I'm going to take an oval die. You can do a square, a circle, an oval, anything you like. I'm just going to die cut that in the center. I need quite a thick piece at the top and the bottom, because otherwise it'll be a little bit too flimsy. So just be careful when you're doing that, because what you don't want is you don't want this to be too bendy. So just bear with me. I shall go away and cut that. And we're going to keep this piece too. This is going to go inside the card on the back. So now we've got our front. We're just going to move everything to one side just for a second. And what we need to do is these pieces here. So I'm going to fold them both ways. Because you want to have a really good burnish on these. Right, for our back piece now, what we're going to do is these are going to glue onto here. I just need to double check that I've got this round the right way, so just bear with me. I'm just looking at my pre-made one. So this bit glues like that. So this is what you're aiming for. And I'm just going to change that around on here. Before I glue anything down, what we need to do is this flap is going to glue onto this side, but we don't want any gaps at all in the middle. So just bear with it. Just going to pick this up and we're just going to position it like that. We don't want any gaps at all in the center of here. So very carefully now, fold this piece over, and this is where you're going to put your glue. We'll decorate the panels afterwards. This bit is a little bit tricky. Okay, see, it's slid across already, so let's just quickly take that off. Don't worry about the tear. Add more glue. And I'm just very quickly just going to line it all up just again, just to double check that I won't have any gaps. It should just fit, but the last time I made this, it just didn't. So that's our first flap glued down. And then just lining this one up, carefully folding that back, folding this piece back, making sure it's all nice and straight, popping glue on this side, and then I'm going to just press that down. And that is what you are aiming for. So it should, I'm just going to stand up so I can see what you're seeing. That is what it should look like. Okay. So the next part is we're going to put on our panels. So the shorter panels will be in here and in here. Why don't they look the same then? Because they're not the same. Okie dokie, I'll just get my trimmer back out. So it is 1 1/4 by 3 3/4. I think I cut 1/4 off of that. glue in our panels. This ombre paper is just gorgeous. I love it. I haven't used the green yet. I will. So that's our first panel. Our second panel on there. And then we have the two that measure 2 3/4 by 3 3/4, which are going to go on this piece here. Not particularly straight, that's better. And the same again. And then pop that into place over there. Probably that's much better. Okay, so for the panel that you've cut out, that is going to be your focal point. So that's going to go in the center of our card right there. So you can embellish this however you like. You can add dimensionals, gems, ribbon, you name it, you can do that here. What I wouldn't recommend is doing it on these pieces, because when we use these strips here, we need this to open and close. And if it's got embellishments, it's not going to be able to do that. So I'm just going to stick this piece down. Now I've gone for the Nothing's Better Than stamp and die for this card. To me, I don't know why, it just made me think of cocktails. I think this particular piece of paper made me think of bubbles. So I'm going to place that there, and I've cut the word cocktails out. And I'm thinking, I don't know where I want that, to be honest. I think I might put that there across the bottom. So I'm not going to pop this up on dimensionals, but you could if you wanted to. I'm just going to place that in the centre there. I used Highland Heather and green for the umbrellas. I'm sorry, I don't know what green I used. Does that pop enough, I wonder? With these stamps, you can actually bend them round if you wanted to. I think I'm going to position that there. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to dot tiny amounts of glue all over this so that I can get it to stick down. You can use whatever you have to make this style card. It's so versatile. I can show you another one I made at the end with the boho indigo papers, which are gorgeous. The one I'll show you at the end was my first draft. It didn't go very well, but I'm hoping this one's going to go better. So there we are. So now, close that. You can see mine has got a little gap, which is a problem. Okay, you can manipulate that. I don't know why, I always seem to get a little gap. But yours won't. If you do it the way I say and not the way I do. So, now, here is the tricky part. So with these strips here, we're not measuring anything. What we're actually going to do is place them behind. So it's going to go behind this panel here. And it's going to line up with this panel here. And it's going to fold over. But this is going to glue to the flap. Okay, so you won't actually see it. So there's no point in measuring this. It's better to do it this way because you need these pieces here to be able to move. Okay. So we're not gluing this down to the card. We're going to glue this down to the front panel. And we're going to do the same again on this side. So just try to get it reasonably straight. I'm hoping my hands aren't in the way so you can see what I'm doing. And then just fold and just make sure that it moves. Perfect. So now we are going to glue these panels. And this will either go fantastically well or horribly wrong. So I'm just going to do one side at a time here. I'm trying not to get glue everywhere. So that's that there. I just want to pull this one over this way just a little, just to see where I'm aiming for. Hold these pieces down. Hold those down there. And if all has gone to plan, there we have that. And this is how it opens. Oh, mine's come unstuck. Do wait for it to dry. And that there is a theatre fold card. This was my original one. As you can see, it didn't quite meet in the middle. Like that. Excellent. So do have a go and thank you for watching. I'll just pop this open. No, I won't. I'm going to cut some circles off of this one, I think, just to make it a little easier to get these pieces. So, thank you for watching, everyone.